We should also mention, right after that is when Hulkamania starts to run wild in the AWA. Of course, he's going to have a ton of success in New Japan as well. But when he no shows Vern on Christmas night, 1983, the very next night, Vince has the Iron Sheik take the world title off of Bob Backlund. And just 48 hours after no showing the AWA show, Hulk Hogan makes his WWF return, coming out to Eye of the Tiger wearing the yellow and red. And it's at a WWF taping for Wrestling at the Chase in St. Louis. Now, we can look back with the benefit of hindsight and realize, boy, that was the beginning. What was the scuttlebutt inside the business when people were hearing that a big top star like Hulk Hogan had no showed Vern on Christmas night? Because some of our younger listeners may not know this, but Thanksgiving night and Christmas night were two of the biggest nights of the year in pro wrestling, right, Jim?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They were for every territory that I worked in. Watts would have a Superdome extravaganza on Thanksgiving or Christmas so it was a very marketable holiday. Kids were out of school. Mom and dad had a chance to gather them up and go buy a ticket and come watch this big event. But it was just a different time, and to hear that some top star like Hulk would take a walk and walk out on the promoter was, I don't want to say it was unheard of, because it was wrestling and you are dealing with massive egos and insecurities. But it was shocking to me. I mean, how could a guy, you knew he was making a lot of money. You know that the creator was good. Hell, he was a champion, and he was winning main events all over the world. So I don't know. It's hard to say, well, why did you leave? You're making a lot of cash, but apparently it wasn't enough. And apparently he wanted more, and he wanted more spotlight.
Well, as the story goes, depending on who you believe, Vern, while Hogan was in Japan, started selling Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania merchandise. And when Hulk came back, he asked for his cut, and Vern said, "You don't participate in the merch." That's one version of the story.
Yeah, bad answer. Bad answer, Vern.
Yeah. Well, the other version of the story is through Steve Taylor, the photographer. I guess Vince had back channeled he wanted a meeting with Hulk. And as the story goes, he said he would make Hulk the first wrestler to ever make $1 million in a year. And boy, he exceeded that. It all worked out. It was the start of something big. I'm curious if you ever had conversations with Bill Watts. I mean, most of our listeners know how tight you guys were once upon a time, and you were learning a lot from him. And he certainly had a certain type of style of wrestler that he preferred. What did he think of Hulk Hogan and his more sports entertainment presentation? Could it have worked with Watts? Did he see the value, or was he not a fan?
I think he saw the value because he's an old promoter that had a good eye for talent. So Bill would term Hogan as an attraction, not a everyday, every week, every town talent. He looked at Hogan a lot like he did Andre. They're better seen more seldom than not, and keep them special, keep them relevant, and not overexposed. So I use that term a lot here on the show. This guy's an attraction. Hey, Sex Calhoun was an attraction. Andre was an attraction. So there are stars that you just didn't see every week. You didn't get used to them. So I think that's how Watts would have looked at Hogan. If he's selling tickets, he's going to love him. But he may be disappointed in his work rate. Let's face it, Hogan was not a great worker, but he was the best ever attraction. So what should you rather have, an attraction that's selling tickets, or someone that can go out and have a 5-star match more often than not? At some point, the 5-star matches start meaning less, and the ticket sold means more. And I can't say as I disagree with that. And that's why those guys are here. That's why we're in the business, to sell tickets and make money. And I think that's somewhere along the way that got a little hazy, for lack of a better way of saying it. I think Hogan started believing his own press, but he had a right to. I mean, he was something special. So, but you just couldn't overexpose him, and I think that's what Vince is trying not to do, was to overexpose this attraction of a wrestler. And I don't have the SummerSlam fever. Maybe it's because the televised product is overexposed. I don't know. Could be different reasons, and that's just one theory. But how are tickets selling for the 2-day event?
I don't know what the latest and greatest is, but according to WrestleTix, it looks like. Let me see if I can find it here. I was just looking at an old one. Okay, here we go. No, that's old too. He's doing a lot of comparisons to old SummerSlams. I'm not sure, Jim, but I know it's not sold out, and I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to sold out. I could be wrong, but I think that's by design. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, and a lot of people out here are going to be upset with me, but here's the reality. The folks at TKO, I'd be willing to bet, because this is a publicly traded company, and we know they're after it. An immediate sellout to those types who are trying to maximize revenue would say, you didn't price tickets high enough. It shouldn't sell out that fast.
Right.
The WWE pricing strategy is no longer to brag about sellouts. It's to brag about the total gate. So it doesn't matter if they sell fewer tickets as long as they made more money. And if all of the tickets sold out quickly, some people would celebrate. The folks at TKO think, we left money on the table.
Yeah.
So I don't think their goal is to sell out, Jim. I think their goal is to say, this is the highest grossing SummerSlam ever. And they're going to say that.
I'm just curious as to how the tickets are going. It just doesn't seem like the event is hot.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem topical right now, timely. And they're running out of TV time to make it feel that way, quite honestly.
Affected Prime is with us here live, and I'm going to take his word for it. He says that there's 48,000 sold for Saturday and 50,000 sold for Sunday. 5 days ago, it looks like the tickets were at 40 and 41. But in talking to Bruce several months back, I mean, obviously not on this podcast, we can't catch him with a radar gun there. But he mentioned that there has been a shift. And I actually asked some guys in AEW about this over All In Weekend, and they agreed. They're seeing more. A lot of the ticket movement happens when the tickets first go on sale. Right. And then really that last week, and even more than that in the last few days. Now, once upon a time, we used to call that walk up, Jim, where people wouldn't have tickets and they would just walk up and buy them and then walk through the turnstile. I don't think necessarily we're saying it's a traditional old school walk up, but it is more of a last minute purchase. And maybe that's based on the economy right now. A lot of people are carrying credit card debt and things are tight and that sort of thing. Is that what you would attribute it to? Or do you think they're saying, let me wait and see if I think this card is actually worth the asking price?
I think that it's all about the attractions. I consider myself a wrestling fan. Still do. Proud to say it. No hesitation. But I don't even know what the cards are. Now, maybe I just sound like an old fart, get out of my yard type guy. But I don't know how well it's been promoted. I don't know I don't know what's hot angle wise, what personal issues have been embellished and added to and built on. It just doesn't seem like it's been promoted well.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to savewithconrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at savewithconrad.com. Shoot me an email at conrad@savewithconrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at savewithconrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at savewithconrad.com.